I like that Reiner's arguments have become just stop.
Yeah.
Aaron, stop it.
Stop.
Jesus, man.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Volume 1 Reacts. Today we're back to react to episode 2 of part 2 of the final season of Attack on Titan. My name is Josh the Titan Michaels, and today, as always, I am joined by the one, the only, Cody Decker. You got a nickname?
Cody... palm biting Decker.
Thank you for tuning into another episode today. Like I mentioned, we're going to be reacting to the second episode of the final season of Attack on Titan, part 2 of the final season of Attack on Titan. The only thing we want to address before we get into this reaction is that, yes, we did miss the Levi incident that happened in the previous part of this season. And that's a little embarrassing, but I went back.
It's excruciatingly embarrassing.
Yeah,
it was
excruciating.
Just so many comments.
So many. Every comment. All of them. Every single comment.
And they weren't even mean.
That was the part that hurt the most.
Which it gets less hurtful and more humiliating. Because the people are just like, oh, like, I know you guys are doing your best. You're doing your best, but you just forgot about the ending of a...
And people were like, yeah, I think you guys just maybe missed an entire episode.
Not even mean, which was it wasn't like, did you just not watch it? It was like, oh, I think you forgot to watch the show.
Yeah. And that hurt a little bit. And that was a little, hit to the ego, the old ego. But they never explicitly showed it happening to Levi on screen. I'm not saying that doesn't make us right, but at least we don't feel like
we were less stupid than we thought we were.
Absolutely.
Which is a win.
Anyway, without further ado, let's get into this episode and let's start our reaction. I'm excited, man. I don't know what to expect. That last episode was kind of crazy, so we'll see. And Mika's is looking kind of thick lately, dude. I don't know if it's a creative, artistic choice, but this is really beautiful, though. Even with the music behind it, it does feel like the climax to a series.
Oh.
God damn. Damn, I don't know if we needed that shot.
We definitely did. How about oh the Titanity?
Oh, the Titanity. I like it.
I always was like, who is this person?
Yeah. They're way too confident to be there. They just got there. I am starting to feel kind of what I think you felt reading the manga, just that it cuts back and forth between these intense fights, or this intense fight, back to people talking about what they should do.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this person.
That was like a face of the Titans make.
Yeah, it was a Titan face for sure.
This is one of those things I really like, where you see like what it's like fighting the protagonist from the opposite side.
Yeah.
That's always like, that always feels like the treat at the end of a story.
Yeah.
You're seeing like, oh, like those people we saw build up to, here's the monsters that they look like.
Especially when you've been following the other side for so long, and these are the enemies. Now you're getting to see the humanity of the enemy, which is always cool.
Yeah. We could all do a little bit more of that.
We could all learn a little from Attack on Titan.
This is they're having all these discussions. The whole time, Aaron is just slowly limping over to Zeke. So everyone's talking, reacting, and then it just cuts to Aaron. Okay, I'm almost halfway there. This is entirely that I'm impatient.
Yeah, exactly. Which is a good thing. It's a good thing that a story can do that and be good enough to make you feel that way.
Yeah.
But also,
come on.
I mean, Gabby, I don't care. You're a bad person. You're a bad kid.
You shot Shasha.
You shot Shasha. You're a product of war, sure. But so is
the perpetuation of vengeance or whatever.
Yeah, so is Falco, and he's not like you.
Oh, good
wow.
for him.
Yeah, maybe not the time. Maybe you do feel like it's now or never, but okay. Really? His whole entire plan that he's been working on for years, he will halt.
I didn't know that guy had it. Yeah.
Yeah, to save Falco. Oh, wow. He got super hit. Oh, damn. Let's go. Wow. Crazy.
I like that Reiner's arguments have become just stop.
Yeah.
Aaron, stop it.
Stop.
Jesus, man.
It's time to stop. To be continued. That is the second episode. How are we feeling about it, Cody, as a manga reader? How are you feeling?
I keep wondering, is this the episode where the thing is going to happen?
Yeah, so there's still something big that's supposed to happen.
There's still like 10 big things that are going to
10 big things.
Like, I don't even think that's an exaggeration. One thing that's going to be like, oh, yeah, this is the most frustrating thing I've ever seen.
Oh my God.
But that's pretty much how it felt reading the manga, where you're just like, I don't know, it feels way worse.
Yeah.
Like waiting monthly, where I'm just like, because that felt like 2 chapters. I don't know if that's true or not anymore. I don't know what's true or not.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I mean, what really happened in that episode?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I thought it was a great episode. I loved the music. I thought, again, the animation, like we said in the first episode, is great this season, this part of this season. I liked everything I saw. A lot just didn't happen. Not that that's necessarily, I mean, we're only 2 episodes in, but this is it.
This is the finale.
Yeah.
And it is like, you know, there'd be like someone gets a hit in. This is me being like, I just want to see all the fights. You know, I get there is a narrative. It's not like that's like badly written, but it's just like, okay, you get a punch in, and then it's like, what are we gonna do, gang? Okay, yeah. And I'm like, all right, cool, we got that figured. And then another group goes like, well, here's what we're gonna do, and then that group, then they talk, and they're like, well, here's what we're both gonna do, and then like, you know, then you see the jumping guy, and he gets smacked to the ground, and then it cuts to like this mega group meets another person. They go like, well, what should we do now?
Yeah, I think for me so far, being only 2 episodes in, it hasn't gotten to me yet. But if this type of pacing and back and forth continues throughout the entirety of this final part, I will for sure, I can see myself becoming fatigued for sure at a certain point. I do think because it is the last season, it is gearing up and does feel like it is coming to a close. I think that's aided by like the beautiful music and that score. And we were talking about how funny it is that they can jump back between that beautiful score to that like fight music to that heavy metal OP. It does feel like it's ending, and it is good. But again, I'm just afraid of feeling that fatigue as the season goes on.
How many episodes is this season?
I forget, but I think it is around maybe 12, but I forget exactly.
Yeah, I think I'm willing to bet you're going to feel the fatigue.
When do you predict that big WTF moment, or one of them, the first one, the one you're thinking of, is going to happen? Next episode?
It has to be. Even if, like remembering the pacing of the manga, it has to be next episode is when, like, because it's like, he's right. They're like, you know, Aaron's just limping over. He was limping this whole episode, just like slowly and steadily. It's like, okay, a huge event is supposed to happen here.
Yeah,
it has to be next one where everything's gonna. And then there's probably gonna be a lot of flashbacks.
Yeah, and again, to talk more about that Levi moment, I want to see what happened in that situation, even though we know what happened. We are left to assume what happened based on how we saw Zeke and how they saw the explosion from far away. You know, with that little bit of flashback that we got from the first episode of this season, you know, it's common sense what happened. But it is still crazy to me that we saw it happen, at least the Levi, the actual explosion, we saw it happen off screen. We didn't get to see those final moments. And I think like it's really important to see those final moments, because to get the full picture and to see what is going to happen. Because even some things that you might have teased at in the last episode, I don't think that was it for Levi. I still don't at all.
We'll see if the anime is a little more satisfying.
I don't know. I mean, it is the second episode. It's obviously not as crazy, I don't think, as the first episode was, just because we're coming back to it after so long. I did think it was really good. I'm excited to keep watching it. And as far as the pacing goes, I'm not hating it yet.
No, I think my brain is just fried because usually I find out about things after they're already done.
Yeah.
And I never have to wait for stories. So like Attack on Titan might be like the first story I'd be like, what do you mean I have to wait a month?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then now I'm just experiencing it. At least, the first time you experience, there's like this sense of like suspension and stuff. Suspension? Yeah.
Yeah, suspension, yeah.
Yeah. And now I'm like, well, I know what happened. I'm like, get to it.
I know, and that's the same thing. I mean, there's so many things too, like even in that first episode that, again, we didn't get to see this time around. Like we still don't know anything about that girl. We didn't get to see anything involving that girl. Anything about, that other realm that Zeke went to. It was a lot of fighting and talking about what other people are going to do while the fighting is happening. So they must have a plan. I mean, they must know that they don't have to reveal everything right now because they have it all paced out the way they have it paced out. But it does just make me worry a little bit. I still had a great time watching this episode.
Yeah, again, probably in 3 episodes, they'll get to like one of the best things in the entire series. I don't hate the finale. I'm just like upset. And there are like some of the best storytelling things I've seen coming up. Yeah,
there was a couple like wow moments in that episode. Things I didn't expect. The Zeke moment when he, got his shoulder blown off, that was awesome. Aaron ripping Reiner's jaw off, awesome. There was the Cart Titan, R.I.P., awesome. Like there was a lot of really, really cool moments, and it was mostly fighting. Yeah, sure, there were conversations cut in between, and it was back and forth, but it was mostly fighting. I'd say it felt like 80%, 70%. 70% fighting, like 30% talking.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna take a switch soon. I am looking forward to the AMVs when the season's complete.
Yeah,
probably just using that OP too.
Oh yeah, dude, that's every AMV maker's dream song.
Yeah, it's like they can't even you don't even have to look for a different song. Like they provided it.
Yeah, I mean, you could just, it's going to be AMVs of Attack on Titan to Headstrong and that song. Yeah. I had a great time. As far as like the manga goes too, you feel like it's still adapting it pretty faithfully. I don't think anything's going to change till later, if it changes at all.
Yeah, I haven't. I thought it changed a thing. It turns out I was wrong. So it looks like it's like shot for shot almost.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited, but I'm worried.
10 whole episodes left, and I'm still like, I don't feel like that matches how much story is left in the manga.
Yeah.
So unless I'm like, something's gonna change. Did we bet on the ending being different?
I think we did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we did, and I can't remember what we bet, but we did, and I'll have to go back and watch it. I'll have to go back and react to the reaction.
Well, yeah. If I lost the bet, we can forget about the bet.
I'm gonna go back. Well, I guess that's gonna do it. I don't want to keep talking for too long and keep talking in circles. Like I said, I'm so excited. I loved watching that episode. We'll see how it continues to unfold. The pacing was not an issue for me yet, but I'm seeing it on the horizon. And that's what makes me a little nervous, but I had a great time. I thought it was an awesome episode. A lot of cool moments. Cody, what about you? Any final thoughts you got?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing your reaction to events. I can't wait until the general population sees some moments that I've just had this like intense hatred for like years or a year. I don't remember time. And then I'm also, looking forward to seeing like a moment. Like there was a moment that was like, jaw dropping. I'm looking forward to seeing that animated.
Yeah.
But I want the rest of the world to like see like these events and be like, that's frustrating, right?
It's going to be so funny if they do fix everything and you don't get to share that frustration with anybody.
Yeah. And they're like, it was great. I'm like, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Must have been nice to enjoy it that way for the first time and not have to sit through what I had to sit through.
You weren't there, man.
You weren't there. You don't get it. You never will. But that's going to do it for another reaction. We're going to keep them a little bit shorter because we're going to be doing them for every episode. So let us know what you guys thought about the second episode, your thoughts, your opinions, your theories in the comments down below. Once again, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, if you want to become a Patreon or a YouTube member, you can click join on this video or become a Patreon member by going to patreon.com/volume1pod. But that is it for this episode. The only thing left to do now is to get out of here on our outro. That's always the same. It never changes, which today should be something about jaw dropping. This episode ripped my jaw off. I mean, that's a little too on the nose, but what do you think? Or it could be, I don't know. This episode was a jawbreaker.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
It doesn't really,
yeah, whatever.
Sense
Don't think
all.
about it.
Yeah.
Don't think about it too much. It's a jawbreaker because you keep you keep sucking on the jawbreaker, right? And it never wants to. You can never break it.
Never finishes. Yeah.
Yeah, it never finishes. It's a candy that's just dragging out. Overstaying its welcome. It's just dragging it out. Not to say that Attack on Titan is doing this. I'm just talking about jawbreakers. So this episode was a jawbreaker. Thank you, as always, for watching. And until next time, this episode was a jawbreaker.